There's no escaping it. Today we're going to be talking about the new foraging update, potentially moving the whole server over to 1.19, and also the Rift update. Why does so much happen at once? I'm not complaining. The foraging update is something that we've needed for the best part of 2 years, and it's something we've been promised for the best part of 2 years as well. There's always been a lot of speculation to when it's going to release, but it looks like we're getting relatively close to it now, which I'm actually surprised about. Now, there's a huge forum post from one of the admins basically going through all the potential changes that they could make, basically when this foraging update releases. Credit where credit's due, it actually looks, to me, this looks really nice. This is actual images of the foraging update. It looks a damn sight better than what we've got at the moment. However, in this post, they've outlined the difficulties of basically maintaining a 1.8 Minecraft server, considering the latest version is 1.19, and they're missing out on basically being able to do a lot of things that they want to do. And if we read here, introducing the foraging island, our experiments have led us to consider releasing the new foraging island as a latest version only area on Skyblock. This would mean that new blocks, sounds, particles, mobs, items, and more. We truly believe that this could be a game changer for the future of Skyblock. Essentially, what this means. Now, what this means is basically you wouldn't be able to play on the foraging island if you aren't on the latest version of Minecraft, which at the moment is 1.19.4. In the future will obviously be 1.20, and so on. Of course, when the update is released, this portal here wouldn't take you to the park. I assume it would take you to... Is it the mystical forest that it says on the screenshot or something? Say if I was, well, like I am now, in 1.8.9 Minecraft, and I was to basically try and go through the portal, and I wasn't on 1.19.4, I would assume at that point it would probably come up with a message telling me to switch versions of Minecraft, which at the moment would be a massive, massive issue. 99% of players who play Skyblock do not play on the latest version. Most players play on 1.8.9 because, well, Hypixel is optimized for 1.8.9. Everything runs smoother, all of the mods work well on 1.8.9 because that's what all of the mods were designed to work on. The mechanics of the game itself, like combat and hitting and things like that, even when it comes down to just chopping trees, it's all optimized to 1.8.9. Something else that I worry about is if we just go over to... Okay, well, first of all, I'm going to show you. So, my frames per second at the moment are about 70, which... honestly, isn't very high. I'm recording, whatever. If we go to Hub 1, I want to see what my frames go down to, if we can actually get into it, because, you know, this is an issue anyway. We'll get there eventually. Why can I? Okay. Just running around when there's a lot of activity, you can see my frames are already going down to 40, 50. They've already dropped quite a lot. Now, I wouldn't say I have the best PC in the world, but it's new. It costs quite a lot of money. You could definitely get better, but for the majority of people who play Minecraft, they don't spend that much money on a PC because you don't need to. Considering 1.19 is a lot more intensive on your PC itself, I fear that a lot of people wouldn't even be able to properly run a 1.19 island on their PC. Now, in that forum post, it says if the foraging update is a success on the latest version of Minecraft, then they may consider changing the whole server over to 1.19. Now, before we talk about how much of a disaster that could be, you should subscribe to the channel, become part of the 24%. Also, you should join the Discord server, it's linked in the description of every single video. Which, you know, on the surface I thought was a bad thing. Although, you know, even now, if I was to load Minecraft up in 1.19, and I was to go to Skyblock, if I went to the graveyard and tried to hit a mob, it wouldn't have 1.19 combat, because it would still have essentially the same mechanics, it just wouldn't run quite as smoothly. Now, my initial fear was if the whole server was moved over to 1.19, that means that you wouldn't be able to get away with, like, spam hitting zombies like this. And you'd have to time your shots. And I can't see them doing that. That would kind of be a disaster. Catacombs would be... it would be unplayable. Now, in reality, even if you don't agree with the 1.19 idea, it's still a good thing. Because what this means is that, of course, they're trying to expand the horizons of Skyblock. If they can add more into an update and make it even better, that means that they're constantly trying to improve the game, and to be fair, you've got to give them props. The screenshots of the foraging update on the forums were from, like, months ago, so they have been working on it for a fair bit of time now, which I'm actually shocked about. However, my only issue is basically on that forum post, they're asking for feedback. So, for instance, on face value, it sounds like a good idea, and, you know, I think it is a good idea. But, for instance, if this foraging update was implemented today, given that all of the mod developers have had time to update the mods to run smoothly on the latest version of Minecraft, At the same time, the rest of Skyblock is still going to be optimized for 1.8.9, except the foraging island, which means that the rest of Skyblock is not going to run smoothly if you're on 1.19 and the foraging island is. And I just don't think people will have a good experience. The way I see it is, if you're going to change an aspect of the game to the latest version of Minecraft, the whole game needs to be moved. The whole game needs to be changed. I really don't think, I can't see how it will fully work if a little bit of the game you have to change to, I don't know. I just don't think it's right. Now, in terms of this foraging update, the main reason why they're wanting to go over to 1.19 is so they have a lot more choice of what blocks they can use in terms of the new trees that they have on the latest version of Minecraft. Which makes absolute sense. Of course, you wouldn't want to just replicate the same as the park, where you've got a level for oak, birch, spruce, dark oak, and so on. Now, in terms of this foraging update, if the main reason for them wanting to go over to 1.19 was basically just for the new textures, I mean, you can argue for Mithril, they've made it work. I mean, who would question Mithril at this point? When it first was introduced, like, yeah, you are mining black wool, concrete, and prismarine. It's a little bit odd. But that's Mithril at that point. At this point, like, that is Mithril. You go to the Crystal Hollows, you mine a gemstone. It's only glass. There's no new textures. The same could go for a new tree. Why can't it just be another random block? Now, in the forum post, they mentioned that a while ago they wanted to make a new fishing update, but they basically just couldn't quite make it work and maximize it to its potential because they couldn't access features from the newer versions of Minecraft, such as swimming. Like, all the new, like, I don't know, it's supposed to be like a tropical area, like a tropical island. They couldn't access the coral or any of the new fish or anything like that. I understand from that point of view that 1.19 will be perfect at that point. You've got a ton of new content you can implement into the update and you can make it as good as you possibly can. That I completely understand. However, implementing it into a foraging update, when you realistically don't need any features from 1.19 or a later version of Minecraft in a foraging update, we're not asking for that. And I don't really know how to feel about that, considering we've been waiting for this update for a long time, and I just want it to be good. That's my only worry. Don't get me wrong, the update itself, I mean, from the 2 pictures I've seen, look pretty good. I'm not sure about the 1.19 situation. I think they can definitely make it work. I think they could definitely make the whole server work in 1.19. I'm not sure about one island 1.19 and the rest of it not, because the whole server is optimized for 1.8.9. That's my only worry. Other than that, I'm very pleased to see that the foraging update is coming along. Now, onto something else we can't not talk about, and that is the new Rift update. Finally, the same as the foraging update. It's like 3 to 5 business days. That's all we've got for the past 2.5 years. If you want to watch over the trailer yourself, it's on Hypixel's YouTube channel. Go and watch it. It's pretty cool. Finally, there's going to be a use for the Rift. Of course, this portal is finally coming into fruition and, well, it looks pretty crazy, I'm not going to lie to you. Now, I hope this isn't an expectations versus reality moment where it's just a little bit of a letdown, but the trailer looks insane. It's as if the whole hub has turned into, like, I don't know, just like a dark, ominous place. It's like an alternate universe. Looks like there's a lot of new mechanisms. Barry's obviously back and at the heart of it all. And it looks also like there's potentially a new boss of some sort. It is kind of difficult to see exactly what it is. I mean, just take a look at this. It's kind of giving me Kudra vibes with the tentacles. I don't know what it is with tentacles and Hypixel, but they love it. And honestly, I've spotted a few instances in that trailer where there's blocks that aren't even 1.8.9. So whether that means that potentially the Rift update could be in the latest version as well, obviously that's not been mentioned at all. I don't think it will be, but there is some interesting textures there. Why is it all happening at once? I can't even process everything at once. The Rift update looks really, really cool. I'm looking forward to it. Exactly what we're gonna get, I honestly don't know, because it just looks kind of wacky. It's almost as if like I'm in a dream, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not dreaming about Skyblock. I assure you. Anyway, I think that just about wraps up today's video. A lot of talking points. Let me know what you think of the 1.19 situation in the comments and also the Rift. Anyway, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.